Imagine you lay there in a cozy bed. The blanket is heavy and fluffy, weighing you down in its comfort. You're a child again, and your mother is reading a story to you, calmly patting your head while you lean into her, taking in her warmth. The incense she lit before sitting by your side is finally reaching you. It's a nice feeling, one you would never forget. Now imagine the lights go off, and you can no longer see. Then the blanket is stripped from your person while the bed turns to water, flooding your room. Your mother's words become inaudible until they eventually disappear altogether, fading away into the distance. Her warmth is replaced by a cold, lonely feeling gnawing at your psyche. The room expands. More, and more. It continuously grows. As the room expands, the smell of incense follows. You can feel the walls disperse, their physical imprint becoming almost non-existent. Yet there you are, floating in the water, in the darkness. These are the dreams and the persisting reality of lie. A child born from chaos, alone in the abyss. However, lie was curious. The dreams the lonely being dreamt brought on feelings that did not yet exist. The child searched, free-falling through the darkness at great speeds to find these feelings. Lie began to fall through the water so fast a vacuum formed, collecting water as the child continued. The water was making Lie heavier, and since the falling took Lie's mind away from the echoing loneliness, the being went on. Lie was gaining more and more mass as the water collected, causing the child to fall faster and faster. Lie was accelerating so fast that at first there was a great boom, and followed this boom was a roar. Faster, the child thought. A great amount of time passed as the child fell through the water, greater than anyone could imagine before the roar became still. Lie struggled to look behind and see where the roar went, and in doing so began to stop. When the curious being finally looked back, there was a blinding light waiting. You see, after traveling so fast, the child eventually reached the speed of light, creating a trail of light in the process. Because of the vacuum, all of the light from the trail followed, forming one giant mass of light, that is, a star. For a long time, the child continued this sport, creating smaller and bigger stars. Sometimes they would be small enough to hold, and sometimes they'd be so large that it seemed to never escape sight, even at great distances. Lie was still sad, though. No matter how many stars were created, regardless of the warmth, Lie was alone. Truly alone. There was nobody to share the sport with, there was nobody to search for feelings with, no one who could share the loneliness. Lie simply floated there in the vast abyss. Tears fell from Lie's face, and the loneliness was once again eating away at the child's mind. Not for long, though. The child became intrigued, for the tears acted oddly. They began to circle one of the stars. The tears collected at 9 different distances from the star. These tears became planets, turning into either solid or gas. Except for one. The third planet from the star stayed liquid. The liquid was, because of Lie's sadness, salt water. The being took some of the light from the star and put it inside the third planet, and upon impact with the salt water became molten. The molten liquid moved to the surface of the liquid, hardening and becoming land. The child of chaos was excited and watched for eons the progression of this little third planet. Eventually, Lie grew bored watching and moved to other stars, crying over them to create planets, but none were quite the same as the planet we now call Earth. Some turned to ice, some were made of diamond, some even reflected the image of anything near it, but none remained liquid. Lie wanted to travel back to the liquid planet, but decided to grab some things from the other planets first: ice, minerals, reflecting surfaces, and more. When all of these items were gathered on the planet, something miraculous happened. There was life. It started small, almost microscopic, but it was there. Lie was happy and began to cry again, but this time the tears were filled with joy and created fresh water all around the planet. This water created a source of life for the creatures to move on land. The fastest progressing animals migrated out of the sad water. One of these creatures became the monkey. The child had a particular love for the monkey, as it was wild and seemed to express itself the most. Lie gave the monkey a stick, showing it how to use tools. It began to stand upright on 2 legs, then it lost most of its hair. Contact with the child of chaos caused the monkey to begin taking Lie's form. The monkey was now a human. Alongside the human was another one, but different looking. The 2 humans had different body proportions, and after meeting became close. They were the only 2 of their kind. These 2 humans were alive since the birth of life. Lie encouraged them to reproduce, to fill the world with happiness, warmth, and feelings of peace. But something happened that caused Lai to become distraught. After giving birth to another human, the parents began to age, and after giving birth to many children, the two were drained of their life force, making them feeble, slow, and incapable. Lai was once again sad, watching as the many children grew and died, grew and died, grew and died, again and again. The stress caused Lai to age as well. After watching so many people worship, love, kill, and in the end die, Lai became numb. The child of chaos was no longer young, but in fact as old as the universe. Lai curled into a ball and passed away, alone, but not without goodness. The ancient being was born again, but as a human, one whose mother would tuck her in, sit by her side, and read to her. After an eternity, the sky was littered with stars, planets filled the galaxies, and Lai found the feelings she dreamt of so long ago.